This is a full day of eating as someone who's trying to shift some body fat without even thinking about it. That's it. That's the intro to the short bit done. Let's fucking go, guys. I've got that that thing in the back of my head where I've got something nagging, and the only thing I can think about is Mikel Arteta going, "Let's fucking go, guys." I can't do his accent, but you know what I'm talking about if you've watched that Arsenal documentary. Right, meal number one. Made this last night. I've got 75 grams of oats, a little bit of milk in there, half a pot of skyr, some peanut butter, and some jam. Belter. I'm going to put a little bit more jam in it actually, because I know that I need a little bit more carbs heading into my run of the day, which is going to be around about 10:30 in the morning. Got some blackcurrant jam. Bang that in there, and then we can crack on with meal number one. So I'm going to put that in there. We'll sit down, we'll have a talk, and we'll have a little chat. Making sure that we're consuming enough carbs is the aim of the game, enough to fuel our sessions while also allowing us to lose a bit of body fat. And to do that, we need to kiss the balance, get it right perfectly. Well, we don't, but we just need to make sure that above all else, our training sessions are fueled well, because that's the bit that we enjoy. That's the whole point of this 6-week block, is getting that training into a good place. That's the purpose of Focus 42, getting it into a good place so we can understand the relationship they're having and being consistent with our training has on the rest of our life. When I look back at sort of like preparing for the ultra, I noticed like a pretty clear relationship between when my enjoyment of training started to break down, the level of attention to detail I gave in my nutrition started to slip. I started to fall back into old habits of wanting to binge again, and wanting to just basically go, oh, fuck it, I can't be arsed. I noticed that the relationship then with my nutrition fed into how I felt from a lifestyle point of view. My sleep got worse. I noticed that I was a lot less active, sort of like day to day. I felt shit about myself, to be honest with you. And because of that, I sort of reverse engineered it. Like, right, okay, can we get our training back into a good place where we're enjoying it again? Because when we do that, it feels like you're in that mode of momentum, like you understand what you're doing. So making sure that we're consuming enough carbs from especially when we have endurance-based goals, and we're doing a lot of endurance-based sessions, making sure that we're consuming enough carbohydrates to fuel those sessions so that they go well, so that we're not feeling knackered all the time, so that our energy on a day-to-day basis is in a good place, then everything else builds off the back of it. So that's why I'm eating loads of carbs. Right, meal number one. Good afternoon. It's not afternoon, it's 9 a.m. I'm going to run through my run. Well, I'm going to talk through my run, what I'm doing this morning. So, I've got a 10-minute warm-up at around about between a 6:41 to a 7:41 per kilometre pace. So, essentially, a very, very, very slow jog just to get a bit of blood flow in. Then I've got 2 lots of 11 minutes. 11 minutes at 5:30 per kilometre pace, which should take me around about 2K, be about 2K, give or take, with 60 seconds standing rest between them, and then a 10-minute cool down after. I've become borderline obsessed with the way that Norwegian athletes, especially Ingebrigtsen, train. Like, I just find it really fascinating, like watching these elite level athletes and what they put their bodies through, like on a day-by-day basis. And I just really enjoy watching them. So I was doing a bit of research into like the double threshold training that they do, not to me do it personally. Then I came across this thing called the Norwegian singles approach, which is like popularized over on I think it's like Let's Run. There was like a forum about it, and I read through the entire thing and thought that sounds pretty interesting. So watch this space, because it's something I could think about doing, to be honest with you. It seems like not having the like the up and down sort of peaks and troughs of training, this way of training is sort of like mitigate it a little bit, not being quite so like what they call it, like the boom and bust cycle, where you can feel mint one day and then all of a sudden you increase that volume a little bit too much because you've got a specific race coming up and then you end up getting injured and that sort of thing. So we'll see how I think about it. I'm afraid I'm due a fate which is worse than death. I've got Nike socks on and Adidas trainers. I honestly think I should be tried at The Hague for war crimes. Can I blame my feet out? Do you know what I mean? I'm not the most, I wouldn't say that I'm a fashionable human being, to be honest with you. I just sort of wear like Didsbury dad. That's a very niche like Manchester reference, but I do. I dress like a dad from Didsbury. But Nike socks and Adidas trainers is rank. A fate punishable by death. Shall I fold them over?
I might actually have to fold my socks over. To be honest with you, I love it when people do, like you say, like mad extended warm-ups, because the extent of my warming up is I run a bit slower for the first kilometre. That's probably why I get injured all the time, to be honest.
And usually, if I'm not good at something straight away, it's a pretty bad personality trait of mine. I just don't want to do it. But with running, I don't know what it is. There's something inside of me that says, carry on. You need to get better at it. You need to get faster. You need to be fitter, which I think is probably a good thing. But yeah, it's definitely one of my worst personality traits, where if I'm not good at something straight away off the bat, if I don't quite get it, then it all goes pear-shaped. But with running, it's never been that. So maybe I'm meant to be. Maybe this is my true calling. An absolutely mediocre, suboptimal run. I'm back from run number 1. That was a lot harder than I thought it would be. The weather, it's boiling. It looks pretty cool outside, but as soon as I started running, I thought, I hadn't timed this very well. If I knew it would have been a bit warm, I would have checked. I'd have gone in the morning, like early. But hey yo, it's done now anyway, innit? So we live and learn. Time to get a shower, get some eggs on the go, and have a lovely egg wrap, which sounds not that nice, but it's decent. Hello, we've got our eggs. 2 eggs, 2 wraps, load of ketchup, and a little bit of mayo. Always goes down a treat. I've been banging into these recently. It sort of reminds me of like a Mackey's breakfast wrap a little bit. Can't really go wrong, can you? Pretty simple stuff. On that run, I felt very, very dehydrated. I thought that even before I felt quite hydrated. After I got maybe 1-2k in, I thought me lips are dry here. I could do with getting a bit of a move on. So we're about to consume our third meal of the day, which is going to be a curry that I made this weekend. I banged it really early yesterday, Sunday morning. I've got potatoes, butter beans, chicken mince, chopped tomatoes, coconut milk, and basically smashed it all in a pan and let it all cook over the space of about 4 hours. It was on the hob, so relatively slow cooked it. Honestly, the house smelled like curry yesterday, and it smelled fucking unbelievable. It smelled well nice. So I'm going to have that. I'm going to train. It's like 2 o'clock now. I'm going to train in about an hour and a half. I'm going to get that sorted. I'll come back. I'll finish off with the rest of what I've got to do from a work point of view. Reply to WhatsApp messages. A few form feedback. Little bits that I'm going to go through for my clients. And then that's pretty much me done. I'm going to make sure that all my week is planned from a content point of view. That's what I've spent the last 2 hours doing, really nailing that down so I know exactly what I'm doing. And we're ready. Doesn't look like it's up to much, does it? Doesn't look like it's up to much, but I promise you, it'll taste unreal. We've had a mare. I forgot to I took my camera with no SD card in it, and funnily enough, every time I try and record anything, an ambulance has to go flying past. It's actually now getting beyond a joke. I'm starting to feel like they're doing it on purpose, if I'm being brutally honest. Anyway, I took my camera to the gym, did my session, press record, no SD card. You do sort of need them. It's like an essential part of, trying to document what you're doing is to have a memory card. And again, probably for the 100th time, I forgot to put one in. I've got loads of them as well, and I still didn't do it. What a twat. Anyway, cut. To prove that I did it. So, we've got that anyway. I'm nearly done with work for the day now. I've got myself back home. I'm going to, my tea is in the air fryer. I've got 400 grams of sweet potato, 160-ish grams of pork mince, and some green beans, which I'm going to bang in the air fryer. Probably throw a bit of broccoli in there as well, just for good measure, and then that will be me absolutely done. Quite a heavy carb meal to finish the day. Again, you'll notice that it's a pretty high carb day. I'm consuming a lot of carbohydrates to fuel my training sessions properly, so I don't waste away and become a shell of myself. So I'll show you my tea in a minute. I need to go and walk to Morrison's now and go and get some yogurt for the morning. So I'm going to go and do that on my own, and I will leave my SD card in the camera rather than fucking useless. And that draws a close on a very successful Monday. Oh, 2 training sessions done, all my food eaten, 2,300 calories. I'm gonna watch an episode of Person of Interest, which I'm absolutely nailing over the past few months. Quality TV show too. I've seen it before, but Megan obviously has not seen any TV shows ever without me saying you need to watch this. So that's that done. I'm gonna chill up and then we're back up for a brand new day tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the morning.